infinite,
ultimate,
extreme,
unlimited,
intense,
ultra, absolute.
Hey guys, Tommy with Studio Sense here, and yes, that's some pretty dramatic words used to describe the very simple pleasure of fragrances. But like most dramatic acting, it's really used to capture the imagination, to entertain. When we come back, we're going to do a little bit of comparison of these fantastical words to the real thing, see which fragrances actually are extreme, intense, unlimited, ultimate, or ultra, or absolute, which ones are a win, and which ones might be a fail. That and more, so stay tuned. Hey guys, and welcome back. So as mentioned, there's some pretty extreme or dramatic language used to describe fragrances. Are they appropriate, however? We're going to talk about today a list of fragrances that I feel are appropriately named and ones that I feel aren't. We're not really going to get into the notes or anything, just to kind of differentiate between what fragrances are wins in the naming department, the nomenclature department, and which ones are kind of fails, like which names don't really apply. Welcome to the summer edition of the Designer Epic Win or Fail Naming Comparison. So let's get started. First, we're going to talk about our wins, because thankfully there are far more wins than there are fails. So our very first win is from the house of Christian Dior. It is Dior Homme Intense. This is a much more intense version than the original Dior Homme, simply because it's stronger, it's more powerful, it actually does have better performance. It's a very woody, iris-centric fragrance, but it is definitely appropriately named Intense. Our next win is from Davidoff. It is Cool Water Intense. Cool Water Intense is just an all-around more intense, beefier version of Cool Water. Simply put, it's like taking the formula and multiplying it by 2. You've got a lot more lavender, a lot more focus on aquatics, does what an intense is supposed to do. It just beefs up everything that you like about the original, lasts longer, performs better. Cool Water Intense. Our next win in the naming comparison is from Valentino Uomo. It is Valentino Uomo Intense. This is another iris-focused fragrance with some leather in there. It's just all around a more intense version. It's heavier, it's beefier. Again, all the things that we want in an intense version. It lasts longer, performs better, smells better, in my estimation. Valentino Uomo Intense. Our next extreme win is from Narciso Rodriguez. It is For Him Bleu Noir Eau de Toilette Extreme, a very long name used to indicate just a darker, richer, more dank version of the blue, floral, yet masculine fragrance for men. Narciso Rodriguez, For Him Bleu Noir Eau de Toilette Extreme. Our next extreme win was kind of sitting on the fence, but it finally tipped on the win side. It is from Bvlgari. It is Bvlgari Man Extreme. Now, the reason I feel like this is appropriately extreme, because it is a fantastic fragrance in the open. It's definitely extreme. The only problem that I have with this is the longevity. This is a wonderfully powerful citrus balsamic, lightly powdery fragrance from Alberto Moria. But again, its lifespan isn't quite what we'd want in an extreme, but we're talking about the fragrance, the overall scent profile. Definitely is a really nice extreme. Bvlgari Man Extreme. Now we got a couple fragrances from the same house here that actually match up to the name. In fact, the entire line from Michael Kors is called Extreme, but the best out of the line of these 5 fragrances by far, and I'm going to do them in the order that I recommend that you purchase them if you're interested in picking them up. The very first one is Extreme Sky. Extreme Sky is just a wonderfully sharp, bracing, woody, juniper berry forward fragrance. The juniper in this is so good and so bracing, it's almost resinous. In fact, there is a little bit of light resins in here. There's some citrus in here. It's just a really nice blue fragrance that has some great performance. Definitely when you smell it, it's appropriate that it is an extreme. The second in the line of Michael Kors that I recommend is Extreme Blue. It is a blue fragrance. This one is a little bit more aquatic, not quite as sharp, but it definitely carries that extreme DNA and is therefore appropriate. The rest are actually really good in the line, but again, the very best I think are Extreme Sky, Extreme Blue. There might be some contenders if you like darker, like Extreme Speed, Extreme Night, between this one, but we're talking about spring and summer fragrances, so these two are for the win. We've pretty much exhausted the extremes, at least in this video. I know there are a ton more out there. We're gonna move on to Unlimited. One of the Unlimiteds that I think is appropriate is from Hugo Boss, and it is obviously Hugo Boss Bottled Unlimited. You'll notice that I got the big bottle because I use this so often. It's probably about right here. Boss Bottled Unlimited is a fantastic spring and summer fragrance. That's why the words Unlimited are in green, because it's lightly vegetal. It's a really nice, unique, soapy, clean, fresh fragrance that is fantastic for spring and summer. And Unlimited is just a nice nomenclature for something like this because it is so hyper versatile. In terms of where you can use it and how you can use it, it really is Boss Bottled Unlimited. Another one from the house of Hugo Boss that I find is infinitely versatile. Hey, Hugo Boss Bottled Infinite. Another appropriately named fragrance simply because it is so good. It's an eau de parfum concentration. It performs really well. Sharp, magnetic, soapy, clean fragrance for men that has an infinite variety of uses, therefore Boss Bottled Infinite. I talked about this one not that long ago. It is from the house of Bentley. It is Bentley Momentum Unlimited. There is no limit to this fragrance. Again, these are all, honestly, when you see Unlimited, Ultimate, Infinite, those are all fragrances that are designed to be signature scents. Designed to be mass appealing. They're designed to work in almost or all any given situations and scenarios. And in these that we're talking about today, I think they've been successful. This one is a spicy, woody, aromatic fragrance that is perfect for spring and summer. Bentley Momentum Unlimited. Moving on to the ultimate category, a very obvious ultimate fragrance is from Terry Mugler. It is Amen, or Angel for Men Ultimate. Another year-round signature scent that performs really well. This one is a sweet, spicy, magnetic, masculine fragrance that can be used, again, year-round in any situation. Angel for Men Ultimate. I missed one of the Intense from Diesel. It is Spirit of the Brave Intense. This one I really like. It would be easy to argue that this is a cold weather fragrance, and I'll give you that, it is. However, it's got such a fresh apple note in the open that lasts long enough for me to really enjoy it into the mid and nearly into the dry down that I really love using this in the cooler nights of summer. So that versatility and the performance of this fragrance is what makes the Intense work for me. Last in our win category is from the house of Jean Paul Gaultier, the very obvious ultra fragrance, Ultra Mall. Ultra Mall is a dank, sweet, lavender-centric clubbing banger that has been in many lists and is very clearly the obvious winner for the Jean Paul Gaultier Le Mall line of fragrances. Therefore, it is ultra and therefore appropriately named. So I've got to mention an honorary winner in the win category simply because it's so appropriately named. There's no Intense, there's no ultimate, there's no absolutes, no limits. There's literally no limits. There's no limit. There's just no, if you're looking for limits, you're not going to find them here. There's just no limit. No Limits happens to be a really nice medicinal leather fragrance. So I don't have the bottle with me, but Chrome Extreme is one of the fails. Now, Chrome Extreme is not a bad fragrance. I actually really like it. It doesn't do enough in the extreme category to merit having that word on the bottle. It's a little bit richer than the standard Chrome, but there's nothing extreme about it. Therefore, it failed. Our next fail is from Hugo Boss. It is Hugo Boss Extreme. This is similar to the Chrome insofar as it does carry that same DNA of the others in the line. It's not doing anything extreme. This one is a little bit more synthetic. The synthetics in this really don't do much for the longevity or the sillage, so it is a fail. Our next fail is from Kenneth Cole. It is from the Mankind line, Mankind Ultimate. There's really nothing ultimate about this very light, subdued, soft, kind of shy fragrance. When you spray it on, you're smelling it, you're expecting something to kind of semi-blow you away a little bit because of the naming, ultimate. There's really nothing ultimate about this. Therefore, it is a fail. These next fragrances I struggled with a little bit because I didn't want to fail them, but ultimately they ended up failing simply because of the concentration of oils. I don't think it's appropriate to call any eau de cologne an intense, and with 4711, their Acqua Colonia line, while I love these fragrances, I don't think they're appropriately named intense. Now, when you're comparing them with the other 4711 fragrances, they are intense. Compared to the industry of fragrances with the use of the word intense, it's not really appropriate on an eau de cologne. But that's the only reason that they fail. They don't fail as fragrances, they're awesome as fragrances. Well guys, this was kind of one of those fun videos to do, the naming conventions that are used in fragrances. I think they're a little bit outdated to some degree. It's nice to see they're changing them up and trying to be a little bit more creative as time goes on. So hopefully we'll invent more new dramatic words to describe fragrance, and hopefully they'll be appropriate. Thanks so much for stopping by and checking out today's video. And as always, thank you so much for your support on my channel. I'm Tommy with Studio Sense, and I'll see you tomorrow.